Okay, so I'm gonna do a review of Morbius. I guess non-spoilers right now for just quickly because yeah, I didn't really like this movie. It's pretty boring. If anything, it's very generic. That's what it feels like to me. It feels just generic. You've seen this kind of movie before many times. It's an origin story. He's very sick. He has some genetic disorder or something, and he throughout his life he's searching for a cure. And Matt Smith's in it, and they're friends, even though it's like they like met for like one day. It seemed like it. I don't know. Like they're like kids, and they meet for like one day, and then they're best buddies. And then Morbius as a kid, he's like a genius, and then he goes to New York to study, and then it cuts to when he's older, and he's a doctor, and he's like a genius, um, and this is all the trailer, and he becomes Morbius, he injects himself with like bat blood or whatever, and anyways, this movie flopped. It's very generic. It's very boring. It's shot very, I mean, boring. It's very dark. There's little to no style. I've never seen any of this director's movies before. Daniel Espinosa. I don't know. I know he did Child 44, and I heard that movie was terrible. So it seems like Matt Smith only does like terrible movies too. Um. So yeah, pretty bad. Spoilers. I guess there's not much to spoil. I mean, he becomes the living vampire Morbius. He craves blood, and oh yeah, earlier he invented artificial blood that's like blue, and he'll drink that, but that only lasts for like 6 hours, and then he keeps having to do it more and more, and it's like who cares? I don't know. This may be worse than Black Adam. Yeah, I think it is probably actually. I mean, it's shorter, so that's good. Um, it's so generic, man. It's crazy how generic it is. It just you've seen this before. You've seen it done better before. It's a little bit like Blade, but Blade's actually a good movie and is rewatchable. And Wesley Snipes has charisma. And I'm sorry, Jared Leto is just like I don't know. He's good in a few movies. Like he's in American Psycho. He's good in that. He's in it just for a little bit, but he's good in that. He's in Fight Club, but again, little tiny role. I mean, pretty little. I don't know. Everything else he's done, it's just I don't know. It's not really into it. Um, and he was born in Louisiana. Wow, can't even tell his voice. But he's so generic. He's barely emoting in the movie. He's and then Matt Smith basically like he craves they crave blood, and he craves he'll only drink the artificial blood, but Matt Smith wants real blood, so he's like killing people, so he's evil. What I never understood though is there's a scene where he's in his lab, and he goes and gets the blue blood, like artificial blood, Jared Leto, and but I'm pretty sure there's red blood. So they have um like real blood, like for blood transfusions and stuff. So like, why doesn't he just drink some of that? I mean, instead of killing someone, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. It's like he could just drink that. I mean, maybe it would run out, but I don't know. Man, I'm already forgetting this movie. This movie is incredibly generic and boring. And I mean, what was Jared Leto angry that like they wouldn't do it more of his Joker because it was pretty bad. I mean, the first Suicide Squad. I don't know. I was like, well, I would like to see more of his Joker, maybe. I mean, but it is pretty bad, and I was like, giving it a chance, but that was just a bad choice. Like, whatever he was doing, his Joker. Margot Robbie was okay as Harley Quinn. Still haven't watched her movie. I don't know. That looked bad, but anyways, was he like angry because they're not really going to use him anymore as the Joker, and now they have Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker, so he's probably pissed about that. So he's like, okay, well then I'll do a Marvel movie, and sure, I'll do Morbius because he's dark and cool. Is that like what he's thinking, kind of? But this movie flopped hard. I mean, it deserves to. It's boring. It's generic. It's forgettable. It's shot just dark and cold, and but not in a good way. Not like how like Nolan could shoot something dark and cold, or like Kubrick or something, but just so boring. And yeah, the cinematography's so just boring, and who cares? I don't know. I don't think many people saw this movie. It's very forgettable. Michael Keaton's at the end. Um, I still haven't watched those Spider-Man movies, but I mean, he is. I have. Oh man, what is that character? Uh, doesn't even matter. Uh, I don't know. He's in the movie, and then I don't even get it. He gets like transported to another jail, and then they're like, "Oh, he mysteriously appeared in this other jail." So he was already in jail, I guess. But then he got transported to another jail, but they're like, "And this will probably get him released from jail." It's like, why? What? Doesn't he have like a sentence? How does that make any sense? And how did he even appear in the other jail? Did Jared Leto do that? Why not just break him out? Why put him in that jail? Oh, it makes. I don't know. Does that make any sense? That doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, okay, and then they cut to the credits again, and then there's another cut scene. Jared Leto's like in a Porsche. He's in the middle of nowhere, and then Michael Keaton comes flying towards him, and then he stops, and he's like, "This is about Spider-Man, isn't it?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "We should team up." He's like, "How intriguing." It's just like ridiculous. I mean, Spider-Man isn't even in the movie. I don't even think he's mentioned until that. So it's just weird. It's like, wouldn't you want to mention him at least? Show some footage of him or something? I don't know. Man, I mean, I just saw watched. I mean, like it's like Michael Keaton was just in the Flash, and that movie at least has like, I mean, at least that movie's memorable. I thought it was okay. I thought it was kind of fun. It's not a great movie, but I thought it was good. Um, he's at least good in it. I don't know. He's barely in this, so whatever. Um, and Matt Smith is like the villain, and he doesn't want to drink the blue milk. He wants to drink the red stuff, and so then he goes out and he's killing people, and they think it's him. So the cops are after Morbius, but it's really Matt Smith, who is just does tons of terrible movies, and he's in Terminator Genisys, and the movie's wow. Is Terminator Genisys better than this? That's the question. Ooh, I'd say oh maybe because like this is just Terminator Genisys is less boring. I'd say so. Therefore, yeah, it's better than this. I mean, Black Adam's even better, probably. I mean, Venom 1 and 2, I'd say probably better than this. At least Tom Hardy is good. I like Tom Hardy. I'm just not sure about Jared Leto as like a big star. I don't know. Just I don't know. Jared Harris is in this as Dr. Emil Nicholas. I mean, he's a really good actor. I hope he got a fat paycheck for this. I mean, Matt Smith, I like. I watched some of the what is Doctor Who. He was okay as Doctor Who. I watched some of his stuff as Doctor Who, but the Doctor Who before him, I thought was even better. But yeah, Jared Harris is in this. He's in Chernobyl, the miniseries, which is really good. I'd recommend that. Maybe I should rewatch that and review that. I don't know. But he's a good actor. Hopefully, yeah, he got a big paycheck. Tyrese is in this. Just so generic and boring. That's it. Jared Leto was good in Dallas Buyers Club. So, I don't know, I guess House of Gucci is okay. And I don't know. I didn't think he was that great. Just not a massive fan of his, I guess. Um, the film generated various memes that ironically praised it and caused it to trend numerous times. Sony saw what appeared to be renewed interest in the film and decided to re-release it in theaters on June 2nd, 2022. However, the means did not translate into box office success, as the film only made an average of $289 per theater, causing media outlets to report the film had bombed a second time. Yeah, I remember that. What was it? It's like it's Morbin time or something. People were saying on Twitter, so it's like your movie's terrible. Like your movie is it's just so terrible. And Jared, this is some trivia. Jared Leto committed to capturing Michael Morbius's limping state and used crutches even off camera. This proved to be troublesome from the crew at times, and the actor reportedly took 45-minute treks to the bathroom. Pushing him in a wheelchair was a loophole solution around these delays. I mean, what a... Like, I understand method acting and stuff, but come on, man. Like, you can walk fine. You're just holding up the crew. Like, that must have been so annoying. Like, come on, man. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, does anyone like this movie? If you do, let me know why. Remember in the old Spider-Man cartoon, there was some Morbius episodes. They're better than this, I think. So, uh, yeah, I don't know. Boring movie, really bad. Probably never see Morbius again in Spider-Man and stuff. I'd be shocked. I mean, maybe if he's fighting a bunch of different villains, he could show up, but I doubt it. I don't think many people saw this movie or like this movie. But if you like the movie, let me know why. Because I didn't. Oh yeah, it also opens with an action scene. Like after he injects himself with the goo or whatever, and it's so hilarious because like his own guards start attacking him. it's like he has these guards on this ship, and he injects himself with this bat, goo or whatever it is, bat blood, and then they come in and they're like, oh, guard comes in and he's like insulting like this other doctor, Andrea Ar Arhonia. I don't know, I can't pronounce it really. And then he's like being mean to her, and then he opens the door where he's in, and then he looks all weird, Morbius, and he's like on the ceiling, and he starts shooting at him, and it's like, but aren't these your guards that you hired? I mean, for the on this ship, like, but then they all just start attacking him, and then he kills them all, and drinks their blood. But it's just weird. It's just like they just wanted an action scene in the beginning of the movie, and or whatever, the first 20 minutes, and it's so lazy. This movie's so lazy, so unimaginative. Um, but yeah, that's about it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. That's it.